Be talking about Meta Vaux Warwick Fuller. She was born June 9th, 1877. She passed away on March 18th, 1968. She was an African American artist notable for celebrating Afrocentric themes at the fore of Harlem Renaissance. Warwick was known for being a poet, theater designer, and sculptor of the Black American experience. At the turn of the century, the 20th century, she had achieved a reputation as a well-known sculptor in Paris before returning to the United States. Warwick was a protege of Auguste Rodin and has been described as one of the most imaginative Black artists of her generation. Through adopting a horror-based figural style and choosing to depict events of racial injustice like the lynching of Mary Turner, Warwick used her platform to address societal traumas of African Americans. I will also tell you about Mary Turner, who was spoke of when I spoke about Meta Vaux Warwick Fuller and how she addressed basically the lynching of this lady. So she was lynched on March 19th, 1918. She was lynched March 19th, 1918, as I already said. Mary Turner was, she was a Black lady. She spoke out against the lynching of her husband the day before. She was 8 months pregnant. She was lynched by a white mob from Brooks County, Georgia, at Folsom Bridge, 16 miles north of Valdosta, for speaking out publicly against the lynching of her husband, like I said. A white mob, they hung her up in a tree with her head hanging down. They doused gasoline on her, and then when the baby fell from Mary Turner's body, one of these disgusting people from this mob crushed the baby's head with their foot. This is disgusting behavior by these people. It's awful. The treatment is awful. And not only did they do that, they also riddled her body with bullets. Over 100 bullets was shot into Mrs. Turner's body, killing her. So, hanging her and burning her and killing her baby wasn't good enough, right? They also had to shoot her too. Because none of that was good enough for them, like, what the hell? This is disgusting. And this is just awful. Now, after talking about something so awful, I just felt like we needed something to lift us up just a bit, because what we just heard was awful. So I wanted to lift us up and get us in a better space. So we're going to talk about Kerry James Marshall. He was born October 17th, 1955, and he is still with us. He is an African American professor known for his paintings of Black figures. He previously taught painting at the School of Art Design at the University of Illinois at Chicago. In 2017, Marshall was included on the annual Time 100 list of most influential. He was included on the annual Time 100 list of most influential people in the world. I had to laugh at myself when I was having a hard time saying the word influential. Sometimes it happens to us. But, I just wanted to come back and kind of bring us something positive. Now we will be talking about Alice Walker. She was born February 9th, 1944, and she is still with us. She is an African American novelist, short story writer, poet, and social activist. In 1982, she published the novel The Color Purple, right? The Color Purple. Y'all remember that? When it became a movie, I actually went to the movies with my mom to see the movie. I know this is all off subject, but yeah, I went with my mom to see that movie, and her friend went with her. She was like, "Oh, it's not like the book, but the book is never like the movie. It's a lot of things that they can't actually get into the movie because they have a limited amount of time." But let me get back at this. I just thought I would throw that out there. And so, for her book, The Color Purple, she won the National Book Award for hardcover fiction and the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. She also wrote the novels Meridian in 1976 and The Third Life Grange Copeland in 1970. A vowed feminist, Walker coined the term womanist to mean a black feminist or feminist of color in 1983.